can't believe it's been over a year since we looked at crazy Star Wars related CraigsList ads. So it's time to look at them again. Let's go. Welcome back to the Junkman, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with another video. And what are we going to do today? Well, you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, you saw the little teaser at the beginning, so you know what we're going to do. We're going to read CraigsList ads, people selling Star Wars toys. I think they're all Star Wars related. Sometimes I mix it up and put other toys in there too, but this one was all Star Wars. This is a series of videos that you guys really seem to like, and I enjoy. It just takes a long time to find enough of them to talk about. And I went to look, and I was like, it's been a year already, so I checked my folder because I save them as I go. And I said, man, we've got to do another one of these, and we've got some good ones, so bear with me. You know I'm not good at reading, so you're going to have to put up with me saying and stuff like that. But it's going to be worth it because there's some really nuts out there, and they like to use Craigslist. I mean, I didn't think anybody even used Craigslist anymore. I didn't even know it was still a thing. Everybody had their own local apps now, or their... I mean, I thought the only reason you used Craigslist is if you wanted to pick up a... I better not say that. I better not say that in this day and age. So let's just start with this one right here. Very simple. Got two figures. Star Wars action figure, older, $600. Almost didn't say old, older. You'll notice something about these Craigslist ads. There's keywords that they always put up. Old, vintage of course, but they like put old. I think they put old so people won't know you're talking vintage. You're like, oh, he don't know what vintage is, so he don't know it's worth anything. Old. It was mine as a kid. That's a big one to say that was theirs as a kid. Let's see what this guy's gonna say. I have two like new Star Wars figures from the old days back in the 80s. The old days. Found at my grandpa's house when he passed away due to lung cancer, as he would smoke about 3 packs a day. That was until 2011 when he cut back to 2 packs a day, then started to dip snuff. Yeah, this Craigslist was from the South. He played with this as a kid, but both look very new. They are the robot from the first Star Wars movie and a monster alien. I'm only asking $600. What a deal. Let's take a look at these figures here. Look at that R2. Look at that R2. Missing everything. It's missing the arms. It's missing legs. This isn't even the R2 you put together in the droid factory. And look at the stickers all corroded also. And then you got the monster alien. Hey, dude, that's Chewbacca. That's just crazy, right? Let's look at another one here. Star Wars toy lightsaber used. You know, like that word. $347. I'm always amazed by the ones that have really odd prices. $347. Wow. Why $347? Round it off. Round it up or down. Round it somewhere. This was a toy lightsaber I used as a kid. There goes that key word, used as a kid. And I need to sell it now as I don't have time to play with it. It's in plate shape and has a hole near the trigger. Well, a lightsaber with a hole near the trigger. I'm asking only $347 for it, but I can take $345. Whoa, what a deal. It's going to knock $2 off. Oh, man, this guy, he's crazy Eddie slashing prices. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a closer look at it. Yep, that is not a toy lightsaber. It's not even supposed to be a lightsaber. And that's a He-Man sword. Not even a good He-Man sword. That's from the reboot early 90s, I believe. And he says the trigger's broken. What trigger? Oh, these Craigslist people are smoking something. Let's take a look at another one. Star Wars toy, old, $200. I have two action figures, toys that are not from the movie Star... Wait, not. Wait a minute. The ad said this is Star Wars toy old. Okay, is it a Star Wars toy or not? Description says it's a Star Wars toy that's old. Let me read it again. Maybe I read it wrong. I have two action figure toys that are not from the movie Star Wars, but they do look like they would be related to Star Wars toys. So now they're just putting the ads on there because it looks like it might be something from Star Wars. So I'm sure they are worth a lot. They look like Star Wars, so they got to be worth a lot of money. He's asking $200 for all two. you're getting a great deal. How does he even know it's a great deal? You don't even know what they are. Cash or Cash App. Ooh, this guy's getting fancy with the Craigslist. He's going to take a Cash App. I will meet within 7 miles. Hey, he's got his limits. You can't expect this guy to be driving all over town. Gas is expensive. You can't expect him to drive 8 miles to meet you to get your maybe Star Wars figures. Maybe not. They look like Star Wars figures. What are these? I don't even know what these figures are. I don't know if they're even from the Star Wars time period. I've never even seen these. I'm guessing they're not even vintage era. Here we go. Rare Star Wars blue Snaggletooth figure deal. $500. Now, this one's a mint condition. That's not a bad price, and they've been shooting up lately. One of you guys might have to say, Junkman, get me in touch with this guy. This isn't a crazy ad. Let's see what it says. This is the very rare and very famous Star Wars action figure from the 80s, actually it's from the 70s, of the bounty hunter Snaggletooth. If you're in the cantina, people think they're bounty hunters. Now, there might be some EU story. He may be a bounty hunter, but I don't know if he's a bounty hunter. We'll let that pass. He is blue and not that red stuff like most of them. Red stuff. What do you think? They've got red fuzz on them or something? He is very rare and mostly sells for about $2,000. I ain't never seen one sell for $2,000. This maybe was like prototyping graded. Whew. I have just one. Good thing he doesn't have a whole box of them. Cause it was mine when I was a kid. There we go again. Gotta have that. I never even played with it. They like to say that, never played with it. Because I thought it was UGG. Thought blue Snaggletooth with UGG. I thought it looked pretty dang cool if you ask me. I would take $500 cash, but I'd rather you Cash App or Venmo the money. Here's another guy, high-tech guy, man. He's going Cash App. And I think Venmo, I think that's kind of like Cash App. And then after you giving the money over to Cash App or whatever app, he will mail it to you. It's easier for me, thanks. He's not going to meet you at the Stuckies down by exit 7. He's going to mail it to you. Let's take a closer look at that picture. Whoa, look at that blue snaggle. That's a pretty big blue Snaggletooth. Or that's a pretty little hand. And that's some bad Photoshop. You can tell it's not in his hand. You can tell he doesn't have this. At least blur the picture a little bit and get the size right. And as someone with a keen eye to vintage Star Wars toys, I can tell you right now, that's not a vintage blue Snaggletooth. That is a picture of a gentle giant jumbo blue Snaggletooth that he sized down and photoshopped into his hand. This might be the craziest one I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen beat up figures with no heads on it trying to be sold as mint, but I've never seen one try to Photoshop that he has a figure that I bet he doesn't even have. He's going to take your money over Cash App or whatever, and you're never going to get anything in the mail. This is the biggest ripoff in the series of videos I've done, for sure. Here we go. Star Wars Mr. Chewbacca action figure, old vintage classic, $200. I never heard anyone call him Mr. Chewbacca. I like that, showing a little respect to Chewbacca there. I have for sale an old, keyword again, I have for sale an old Star Wars action figure of the famous Chewbacca guy from Star Wars that was friends with the other guy. He doesn't even know Han Solo's name. He knows Chewbacca was the famous guy. Chewbacca was famous, he said, though. He must have been a big Chewbacca fan. I had this as a kid, what'd I tell you? And he was a lot of fun. So you will have fun with it also. I guess we will. Very rare and worth a lot. Oh, it's worth a lot, isn't it? Asking $200. Or I would trade for a blue Runner Johnson Marker 5. No phone calls. What? What is, I have to read this again. What is a blue Runner Johnson Marker 5? Sound like that's got to be some kind of code. That sounds like those code in those old war movies you hear, you know, going across the radio. Oh, that's just weird. And let's look at the figure up close. Here it is, Mr. Chewbacca. Mr. Chewbacca? That doesn't look like no Chewbacca to me. I don't know what this Bigfoot thing is. It looks more modern day, and it looks pretty ugly. It doesn't look anything like Chewbacca. At least not the Chewbaccas I know. So let's look at another one. And this is, I don't think I've ever had a hot toy show up on Craigslist. So this is groundbreaking here. Get your wallets out, guys. This is a good one. New Slave Leia Star Wars hot toy, retired. Asking $900. I have this rare Star Wars hot toy of Princess Leia as a slave from Return of the Jedi. This is very rare as Disney told Hot Toys not to release it and to stop selling it cause the figure is almost nude. A few did make it out to the buyers. I was one of them buyers and I got it. I can no longer use it, so looking to sell it now for only $700 or best offer. 700. The headline said 900. And what's he mean he can no longer use it? What was he doing with this thing? Oh, he's got a girlfriend now. He can't use that anymore. Oh, anyway, you said you can email or text, and I will meet you in the parking lot when you get off work if you have a job. Well, at least he's willing to meet you at work if you have a job. Let's take a closer look at that hot toy. Oh, Lord. This is applause. This isn't Hot Toys. This is far from Hot Toys. This is a vinyl statue, I think released in the 90s. It even has the tag on it that says applause. There's no way anyone gets this mixed up with a Hot Toy. And look at it. I mean, it's not even a nice looking Slave Leia. It looks like she has jaundice. Whew. He's so crazy, man. You don't know to laugh or scream or to punch a kid in the face. Okay, let's look at this one. And this one is more Star Trek related, but I thought I would pull it up. 3 Star Trek War Figures, Rare 75. I'm so confused by that title already. 3, okay, I know what that is. 3 figures, I got that. Star Trek Wars. Is this some crossover I didn't know about with Star Wars met Star Trek? Well, I don't know what Star Trek Wars figures rare. Of course, it's got to be rare. It's always rare. And there's 7 of them. I'm not sure what this is, other than I know it's a toy. Very smart. He doesn't know it's a toy. I can figure that one out. Oh, it's toy-like. Where he said, I know it's not. I know it's a toy, like doll, but like a Barbie Ann. Who is Barbie Ann? I know Barbie. Does he mean it was like a Barbie? I didn't know her middle name was Ann, or maybe that's her last name. I didn't know. It's from Star Wars, I think, or it could be from the movie Star Trek, but not from the TV show of the Star Trek movie. Sometimes I don't even know where to start picking these apart. First, it's from Star Wars, he thinks. It's definitely not from Star Wars. But he said it could be from the Star Trek movie. Just the movie, not the TV show of the movie. Yeah, I know most of us think a Star Trek show came first, and then years later they did a movie, but apparently they did Star Trek the movie, and then they made a TV show, not of Star Trek, they made a TV show of the Star Trek movie. Oh, let's go on. Whatever he is, a spaceman. Whatever he is a spaceman, that's for sure. He is very rare and hard to find. Goes for hundreds on eBay. You can have it for $75 if you meet me at the Turnpike. Let's look at the figures up close. These are definitely not Star Trek or Star Wars related. They're not even they're not even the same figure. These are 3 different figures. And yeah, they do have a spaceman look to them. I'll give you that. But you know what these are? They're not Star Wars. They're not Star Trek. They're Menudo. You heard me right. Menudo. Remember Menudo? That's them. Menudo. Menudo action figures. I don't know what they're worth. I doubt they're worth $75 for all 3. But still, how do you get Menudo and Star Wars and Star Trek all mixed together? Let's go to another one. 2 Star Wars figures must have $400. This is for 2 Star Wars action figures I had as a kid in the 80s. I always had them as a kid in the 80s. They are that old, really. Gee, making me feel old. One is Han Solo. The other is his friend Luke. Well, at least he seems to know everybody's name and everything. Didn't put Luke's last name, but we'll let that slide. They're missing weapons, sadly, but they have all their capes and stuff like that. Luke and Han doesn't wear capes. Sorry, that's more Lando and more Darth Vader. Let's see. Asking $400 today, but I might ask more tomorrow, so please hurry. Give me, if you don't buy today, it's going to go up on that price, man. Email me and we can meet up. Oh, now this, I don't know why I put this one on the list, honestly. He's got the figures named right. It's two figures, like he said. It's from the 80s. Man, I guess we can just go on. Well, we got to look. Well, let's look at the picture up close. Oh. These are ugly Star Trek dolls. I hate these Star Trek dolls. I've seen them before at toy shows, and I had a friend that had one when I was a kid, and it used to just make me mad looking at it. It's like a doll, but it has a real plastic action figure head. I hate these things. It makes my blood boil just looking at them. They're the most stupidest looking toy I've ever seen. Well, close to it. So let's move on. Star Wars cosplayer shoes. Now, we looked at a lot of toys. I think this is the first cosplay related item we looked at, and he's only asking $40. I wore these for Star Wars Sci-Fi Convention when I dressed up like Han Solo in 2017. I'm no longer going to need this, as I'm not going to any more conventions now that Disney has ruined Star Wars forever. Uh-oh. We got the Phantom Menace selling something on Craigslist. I will part with them, as they are hard to find if you want to dress up like Han Solo. Too bad they're not for Bespin Luke. I know someone that loves to dress up like Bespin Luke. Anyway, they are used, as I also wore them to sleep in on cold, windy nights. $50 or OBO, local pickup only. He wore them in his sleep on a cold, windy night. Do we really need that much information? Well, let's take a look at these Han Solo shoes. Oh my God, these are just black socks that are too small for this guy's feet. He doesn't need them anymore because Disney ruined Star Wars. I can tell by those tattoos. I know whose feet those are. Those are Nerd Erotic's feet. I know them anywhere. It is. I bet you anything it is. Let's move on and look at another one. Star Wars spaceship for new home. $250. I have a small Star Wars toy ship called the Mini Rig XXL72, released in the summer of 1982. It's been played with, and it is out of the box. It's in good shape, and I think it still makes sounds if it has the right batteries. You always got to put the right batteries in. You can't put the wrong batteries and stuff to expect them to make sound. Trust me. I would like for you to give me $250 for it. I like that they actually spelled it out. I will be waiting your reply. Oh, this is nice of him. I don't really see nothing wrong with this. Now, he says it's a mini rig. I never heard the XXL72. It sounds like a badass ship. I've never heard of it. Well, let's take a closer look. Here's the mini rig. Well, that's not a mini rig. I'm sure you all know what this is. It's the cockpit for the Millennium Falcon. He's trying to sell this as a Star Wars mini rig? Oh, excuse me. As a Star Wars mini rig XXL72? Oh. Are these people putting Craigslist as just hoping I'll see them? Is that what's going on now? Because these are getting crazier and stupider as we go. And we're not even done yet. Let's look at another. Oh, this is the last one. And let me try to get through this one here. Rare Star Wars old vintage action figure. Cheap. $2,500. Cheap. $2,500. Cheap. Now let's read the description. You are so lucky you have seen this ad. If you are a Star Wars fan, that is. We're lucky. We are Star Wars fans. This is for an action figure of the guy that worked for Jabba the Hutt in Star Wars Return of the Jedi. I believe his name is Babel. No, it's not. It's not Babel. It's not Babel. Old Star Wars figures like the one you see here are very rare because no one knew in the 80s Star Wars would one day be popular. I won't even say nothing. So no many got sold to kids, and those that did got thrown in the trash. So kids didn't buy many of them. And the ones that did, they didn't play with them. They just threw them in the trash. Let's continue. My mom was a kid in the 80s, and she said Aunt Telly had a G.I. Joe E.T. that she played with until her dad came home at like 3 a.m. and threw it in the fireplace because he stepped on it and it hurt his foot. Aunt Tilly said he was a drinking man and would often go to the local bar, the Crisp Cat, after working the coal mine and come home, as she said, mean as a skunk. I don't know if all that's true, as my mom said Daddy was a nice man and never mean to them like that. I would ask Grandma Meemaw, but she passed away of Cura back in 1987. I don't know where Cura is either. She did fight for almost a year, but it finally won the fight sadly. R.I.P. Grandma Meemaw. I never did get to meet her, but my Uncle Aubrey said she was a real sweet and loving woman with a lot to offer the world and would have loved the internet. Anyway, asking $2,500 or might trade it for Joan Jett front row tickets, 2 or more, no less than 2. Thank you. There's no really look at the picture. We know what this one is. It's a loose bib Fortuna, not Babel Fortuna. It's missing his cape. It's missing his staff. It's not in good condition. See some paint wear. But why do they have to tell this whole book story about their Grandma Meemaw and their mom that died of, or their grandma, somebody died of Curra, whatever that is. I never even heard of Curra, but she died. She fought with it for a year, but then she didn't die. Oh, $2,500 for this? And Aunt Tilly, whatever her name is, she had a G.I. Joe E.T. I've never seen a G.I. Joe E.T. action figure. I want to see that. I do want to see that. Well, it looks like Dad threw it in the fireplace. That would have been a rare toy. You could have sold that on CraigsList. But if you don't want to sell it, but if you don't want to pay $2,500 for it, don't worry. You can buy some Joan Jett concert tickets, which are probably about, $30, $40 for the front row, and trade them with whoever this is. Joan Jett. She even still alive? I guess so. Well, I don't want to sit in the front row and watch an 85-year-old grandma put another dime in the jukebox. Whew. Anyway, that's a look at stupid or crazy CraigsList ads. They're just getting worse, aren't they? They're getting worse. Tell me, they're getting worse. Let me know in the comments what you think about these. Is it really crazy or am I just nitpicking? Let me know that and more in the comments. And always, thumbs up if you like my content. Subscribe to the channel. We'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.